The Club. That's what they're called. The Club has arrived. The Club has reformed. The Club is here. The Club, the Club, the Club. But whose club is it? If you guys have seen the reports last night, AJ Styles did not wrestle. Maybe you watched SmackDown. AJ Styles didn't wrestle SmackDown. He was pulled because of nagging injuries. And then he was pulled from this weekend's live events, too, to make sure he was healthy and ready to go for Extreme Rules. And I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't wrestle on Monday Night Raw, just has an angle or something to shoot. The question is, who the club was ever meant for? I was going to say hell, but when you honestly think about it, the WWE can go so many different ways. WWE is evolving, and there's so many new talents coming in. And hell, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we actually do see the Young Bucks do a crossover. With the amount of crossover WWE is doing these days, it won't be long until maybe we see ROH invade. Who knows? But when it comes to the Bullet Club was formed in New Japan. Finn Balor from day one. It's evolved, and now it includes the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, or the Elite. You have Adam Cole, who just joined from the ROH pay-per-view. You got Adam Page also added. And then you got the WWE. You got the Club. You got Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. And then it looks like AJ Styles is the head man right now. You have Finn Balor down at NXT, and some people have speculated that Finn Balor would be coming up to the main roster because he dropped his title to Samoa Joe. But then Finn Balor returns to NXT, defeats Elias Sampson, and says he's coming after his title, and he really teases the demon and really diving in deep, going to that place he has to be successful. That same place that the Bullet Club or the Club is trying to get AJ Styles to go to with the chair, but he won't do it. Is this all some sort of a huge work to make us think Styles is working with the Bullet Club, only to have Finn turn on him, Roman turn on him? We've seen a lot of speculation. Maybe Roman is the one that's running the Club. Wouldn't that be crazy if Roman and the Club turned on the Usos and they flip-flopped and it was Styles and the Usos? Oh, God, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? I have to be honest, I've enjoyed the build so far a little bit, especially with the SmackDown parts, with the tag team matches. And it really makes you wonder, man, what are they going to do? Now, we could ruin it and hope for the best and hope for this, and this, and then when it doesn't happen, we can bitch and complain, or we sit back and just wait for it to happen. But with reports of AJ Styles being injured, and if he is having some nagging injuries, and they're about to have an Extreme Rules match, anything goes at the pay-per-view. What happens if AJ Styles gets hurt? Now, AJ Styles was reportedly hurt, but then at Wrestle Kingdom 10, which if you haven't seen that match, please go watch it with Nakamura. One hell of a match. Really kind of teases what could happen. By the way, Nakamura is set to face Bray Wyatt in Japan. Anyway, as I move on and talk about this, the thing to keep in mind is, let's say AJ Styles is hurt. Let's say he's hurt, and the plan was to have him run the Club, Roman Reigns to piss him off enough to go full heel, and AJ Styles is no longer the country boy. He's out there to destroy everybody. Right? That's one way to go. Club's dominant. Or if AJ Styles gets injured, and I don't want him to get injured, and I hate the fact that I'm even saying this, but, with the recent rash of injuries, would an injury be the worst thing for AJ Styles right now? Before he came into WWE, we knew he had kind of nagging injuries. We knew he had a back problem, possibly. He went on to Mania, faced Jericho, lost, faced off at the next pay-per-view against Roman Reigns in the main event. Extreme Rules, he's about to main event 2 pay-per-views in a row. What if the WWE does something where if they know AJ Styles needs to go get surgery, but they just signed him, they just brought him up? What possible explanation would you announce? Like Seth Rollins, like, oh man, he's on the top of the company, now he's just gone with surgery. Nothing we can do. Neville, Hideo Itami, so many of them. But if he had to get the surgery and they could play it off like a storyline, what if Finn Balor, the Club, what if the Club takes out AJ Styles? What if the Club at Extreme Rules, or maybe after Extreme Rules the night after, beats the absolute living hell out of AJ Styles in a work that's so bad, WWE can play it off as surgery? And then when AJ Styles returns months later, whether it be a couple months or 6 months or even longer down the road, that redemption storyline is there. The Bullet Club that kicked him out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Bullet Club that sent him packing. And they're like, we don't forget in WWE. Now, they probably won't acknowledge the New Japan Club in terms of them kicking out AJ Styles because when they say reunited, I don't think that's something they want to bring up. So we kind of have to play dumb like we don't know that the Young Bucks and them kicked out AJ Styles from the Bullet Club. We just have to use our imagination here. But if AJ Styles was to get hurt, taken out by the Bullet Club, I'm going to call it the Bullet Club, the Baylor Club, Bulletproof Baylor Club Worldwide, shirt that he finally wore on NXT, who knows? But if it's true, if it's damn true, what a perfect angle it would be. Maybe AJ Styles eventually leads Team TNA down the road. Think about this. I literally just thought about this on the spot. No kayfabe. AJ Styles gets taken out. The Bullet Club. You got Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, Finn Balor, whoever else they put in the club. You got all the guys down in NXT, Austin Aries, Eric Young, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. What if you, inside of the WWE, form Team TNA or Team Top Indie Talent or anything, because they're not going to acknowledge the fact that they're TNA, and then Team TNA, or let's just call them Team TNA for the sake of this video, Team TNA down the line facing the Bullet Club, the Baylor Club. Meanwhile, all that's going on. You have the championship match with Roman Reigns in there. You have other guys being elevated while you have this feud between them. Man, quite a bit of possibility. Seems like with clubs or groups, with Nexus, the Shield, they always seem to make things kind of interesting. I don't know what it is about factions that... Okay, I do know what factions do. They're exciting. There's something unique. Whether they're even not unique on the day-to-day programming that we get on WWE with cartoony characters, or I don't want to say cartoony, but I want to say people that are trying to get over, and then you have this badass faction just coming in to destroy everything. Will they overcome them? Do they need to overcome them? I still think the idea of the Bullet Club versus TNA would be pretty sweet. I don't know why. You think about it, you got the homeboys. Yeah, sure, we formed up in the Bullet Club, but we carried a company for 10 years. And now, in the WWE, we're going to take them out. Man, think of the use. If you're not going to have guys like Austin Aries, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, there's so many talents on the roster, throwing two factions together, that could be pretty cool, man. So the big thing that would come from this, and let's say they don't go that route, they just go the normal route, and, AJ Styles leads the club, or Finn leads the club, a lot of interesting stuff can still happen. A lot of cool stuff can still happen. And I wanted to ask you guys this, because what would you want to have happen? Who do you want to see be in the Baylor Club? Now, in previous factions, what kind of kills it eventually is too many people getting added. NWO Wolfpack. Nexus was huge, but it wasn't too bad. And they just had the story today about Justin Gabriel talking about his feud at SummerSlam, where it was Nexus versus Team WWE, and John Cena had lobbied against them doing something. And some big guy was trying to pull for him, and then it didn't work, and they were rookies, so they kept their mouth shut, and the angle ended up hurting them. And Cena later admitted he was wrong. What's right in this situation? What is going to make the WWE the most money? What's going to get the biggest splash? What's going to get more people tuning in? Is it going to be a group that's just led by somebody who's not a WWE native, that's not loved by WWE? Even if he is loved by WWE, which AJ Styles is fucking phenomenal, and everybody should love him, or his wrestling ability at least. There's so much history with those guys and what they could do. That'd be pretty interesting to see. Especially with guys like Nakamura down in NXT, man. If WWE got to relive Nakamura versus AJ Styles like they do in New Japan Pro Wrestling, oh my gosh. Now, if I had to pick, and I had to go any specific way, I like my plan. Because in an age of 3-hour television and trying to get over superstars and the amount of talent they have down in WWE, I think factions would help shore up some of these people that maybe wouldn't get the exposure. Would Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson get as big a push if it wasn't for this club angle with as many tag teams as they have? Or now that they are in the club and they get the tag team titles, it would be pretty interesting if they eventually turn their sights on the New Day. Now, it seems like if they don't do a big swerve and if Finn stays in NXT, which I have no problem with Finn staying in NXT. They still need a guy like Finn to be the top face down there, just like Bayley needs to stay down in NXT until they have a top face for the women's division, because right now they only have Carmella. As much as I want Finn up on the main roster, and I think he'd be awesome, you have to think about stuff. His entrance, I love his entrance, but WWE probably wouldn't show it every single week. It wouldn't be special anymore. It'd probably be saved for pay-per-views. But him with a club, oh man, the possibilities are endless. Same thing with Styles, though. And a full-out club coming out and destroying stuff. Question is, are they good? Are they bad? Are they going to keep doing what they're doing now, where they're just kind of toting the line between baby faces and bad guys? Do we even have heels or faces anymore? Are we just in an era of just trying to provide entertainment? Do we need a good guy? Do we need a bad guy? Roman Reigns necessarily isn't a bad guy or a good guy. He's just the guy. That's what he says. But he saw his family getting beat, and he absolutely lost it, which I thought was tremendous. He doesn't need corny one-liners. He doesn't need corny jokes. He needs to go out there and be the fucking beast that he can at the end of Monday Night Raw, which you saw. So would it be better if he was the heel? Would it be better if he was the face? Would it be better if that same animosity that we see in Roman Reigns was there every single week and he was the leader of the club? I think it would be pretty cool. But a lot of people would probably hate it because it's not the true idea of the club. But I want to know what you guys think. Where did the club go from here? Now, a lot of this is speculated on some of the injuries, and I'm not going to count AJ Styles out. I'm not going to say that he's going to be gone. I'm not saying that they're just giving him a little bit of rest. But WWE, if something does happen with AJ Styles, pulling the trigger on calling Finn up, or Roman as the leader, and then have him destroy the absolute shit out of AJ Styles to get him off television, well, that'd be one way to book it. And you might want to keep your options open, especially with how many injuries he's had of late. Until next time, it's your boy Tubby, and we'll see you all later.